Hello, and a very warm welcome to Cognito Key. Today, we're going to dive deep into the electrical grid. We're going to uncover one of its most critical, yet sort of hidden components. I'm talking about the technology that literally keeps our cities from falling into complete chaos. I mean, have you ever really, truly thought about it? You've got power coming in from all these different generators, right? And it's all going out to countless homes, to businesses, to factories. How on earth is all of that electricity collected and sent out without it just being a massive tangled mess? Well, the answer is actually quite elegant, and it's something called a busbar. So what exactly is this busbar? Well, you can think of it as the grand central station for electricity. No, really, it's like a giant, super heavy-duty power strip, but for the entire grid. All the power comes into this one central point, and then all the power goes out from it. It's truly the unsung hero that keeps the whole system from becoming a total mess. Okay, so as you can probably guess, you can't just slap in any old busbar. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Engineers have to make some really important decisions when they design these things. They're always trying to balance three key factors. First, how simple is it to operate and maintain? Second, how well does it guarantee a continuous, uninterrupted supply of power? And third, of course, how much is it going to cost up front? It's that classic engineering trade-off, really. All right, so to really get our heads around this, let's start with the most basic design of all. This is what's called the single busbar arrangement. And honestly, its genius is just how simple it is. Everything, the generators, the transformers, all the outgoing feeders, they all connect to just one single common line. No complicated switches, no backup routes. It is the most direct, clean, and straightforward way you can possibly manage power flow. So, here's where it gets interesting. The advantages are pretty obvious, right? It's cheap to build, super simple to operate, and doesn't need a lot of maintenance. But, and this is a huge but, it has one massive critical disadvantage. If a fault happens anywhere on that single busbar, the entire supply goes down. Boom. Everything goes dark. So that brings up a really important question, doesn't it? How do you prevent a total shutdown from just one single fault? How can you build in some protection without making things way too complicated? Well, the solution is actually pretty elegant. You simply divide the busbar into sections. It's a really clever way to contain a problem before it has a chance to take down the whole system. So, with this setup, the busbar is literally split into sections, and these sections are connected by circuit breakers and isolators. You can just think of them as heavy-duty safety switches. So now, if a fault happens in one section, you just trip the breaker, isolate that problem area, and the healthy parts of the system, they just keep on running. Brilliant, right? So the main takeaway here is that you gain a huge amount of reliability. You can even do maintenance on one section without shutting everything down, which is a big deal. But there's always a trade-off, isn't there? You've added more equipment, that extra circuit breaker and the isolators, and naturally, that's going to increase the cost. Okay, but for major power stations, for those really critical substations, medium reliability just isn't going to cut it. You need a proper, dedicated backup plan, and that's where the more advanced designs start to come into play. Let's talk about the main and transfer bus system. With this setup, you have two busbars running right next to each other, in parallel. You have the main bus, which is doing all the heavy lifting, and then you have a transfer or auxiliary bus, which is just on standby, ready to go as a backup. This is where we introduce that really critical concept of redundancy. And this is where it gets really clever. So let's say you need to do some maintenance on the main bus. You can't just flip a switch. That would cause an outage. It's more like a careful dance. First, you connect both buses together using something called a bus coupler. It's just a special breaker that links the two. This makes sure they're at the same voltage. Then, you close the connection to the backup transfer bus. And only after all that do you safely open the connection from the main bus. It's a completely seamless handoff. The customer never even knows it happened. So the big advantage here is fantastic reliability, especially when you need to do maintenance. But it's still not a perfect solution. For one, you're paying for a whole extra busbar, which isn't cheap. And here's the real catch. If a fault happens directly on the bus itself, it can still cause a major shutdown. So we're getting closer to a fail-safe system, but we're not quite there yet. Now, there's another really clever way to get high reliability, and it's called the ring main arrangement. So instead of having parallel lines, this design actually connects the ends of the busbar back to the beginning. It literally forms a continuous ring or a loop. The real genius of the ring is that every single feeder has two possible paths to get power. So if there's a fault somewhere and a breaker opens up, the power can just go the other way around the ring. It's fantastic. The downside? Well, its design makes it pretty tricky to add new circuits later on. And if you open a breaker for maintenance, you could actually risk overloading other parts of the system. So after looking at all these different designs, we come right back to that central challenge, the main dilemma for power system engineers. And this table really sums it all up perfectly. You can see that for a small, non-critical substation, the low cost of a single bus makes a lot of sense. For a medium-sized one, the sectionalized bus gives you a pretty good balance. But when you're talking about large, important power stations or interconnected systems, you really need to invest in those high-reliability systems like the main and transfer or the ring main. In the end, it always comes down to a trade-off between the initial cost and the potential price of a power outage. And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? These designs, in one form or another, have served us incredibly well for over a century. But as we move into the future, towards smarter, more complex, and more decentralized grids, you have to wonder, how will these fundamental building blocks have to change and evolve? It's a really fascinating question for the future of our energy. Thank you so much for joining me today on Cognito Key. If you found this explainer interesting, please do me a favor and hit that like button, share it with someone who might enjoy it, and of course, subscribe for more. Until next time, stay curious.